One of my absolute favorite ways to hunt as of late has been to just go to a map with no particular goal in mind and just let the hunt take us wherever it will. Whatever we see, we go after it and just kind of follow along with whatever's going on the map. And not only has that been one of my favorite ways to hunt, it's been one of the most productive, getting us tons of diamonds and rares. So we are taking that philosophy to Emerald Coast today, and we're going to see if the luck continues. And it looks like our hunt's going to start with a max win estimate axis tier, level 4, and we've got two different guns to take it out. We've got the 44 lever action, or we've got the 22-250. Unsurprisingly, we're going to go with the 44 lever action. It's about a 100-meter shot. It's about a alarmed axis tier, I think, by the time we got the shot off, but that'll bring him down. I still must have manual chambering on. I used that for the Christmas wishlist video, and that was kind of cool actually to get to see that later on, because normally it happens so fast, at least with it on auto, that you barely notice it. Now I probably will put it back on auto, because otherwise we are definitely going to forget, and it's definitely going to cost us something. But a nice little 185 gold, shot straight through him as we would expect. And it is at the moment red deer drink time. Now, red deer on this map are probably on the low end of the list of things that maybe we want to actually add to our trophy lodge, but you never know what could be out here, so we're still passing between lakes. Just definitely going to spend a little more time looking for things like that axis deer that we're feeding out in the field. That right there is a piebald fallow deer, and of course we spooked it. It's only a level 3 though. I wonder, can we get a shot? It's getting kind of far now. Maybe we just wait on it? I wanted to maybe just get it on the run with the 44, but I think we're probably better off seeing if it'll slow down. There's actually yeah, he's already nervous. There's quite a bit of ground for him to cover, and if we just scoot in a little bit closer with the 22, or actually, let's not do that, that's the 22H, probably that's just gonna spook him. We'll have to run our way in, but even if we can get just a touch closer, we're already at about 170. That angle is absolutely doable, so let's go ahead and crouch down, catch our breath for a minute, and of course he is going to trot, so whenever he slows back down to a walk, we'll go ahead and try to land the shot before he goes over the hill. We'll have to aim a little bit high for sure. He's actually up at the top of the hill, slow into a walk, and dropped him in his tracks. I gotta imagine at 200 or so. So go figure, and this is the last place I would have ever expected to find a fallow deer. We're now down in the southeast, and I wanted to go check this little lake maybe just before red deer drink time ends. And I don't even know if there are red deer in that area. I know there's hog deer, should be seeing sandbar deer, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into a little bit. And instead we find a rare fallow deer. One of the most cooperative rares we've ever had as well, outside of the fact that he's spooked to begin with. Ran up here, stopped in the open, and then just before cresting the hill gave us one last chance. And we just so happen to have the perfect gun to actually take him out. That was 201 meters through the stomach, liver, and both lungs. Just a 163 scoring silver. But we will absolutely take that. So we'll tax him for maybe the second lodge. And I guess at this point, because we accidentally took a look at the 22H there, we'll go through the loadout. So we've got the 338. That's pretty much just for Banteng. We also have the 44. We've got the 22-250, as it is the gun from Emerald Coast. And the 22H, that's because we need something for Fox and maybe like Quail in the distance. Only got 12 rounds in it, and I certainly don't think we're going to fire it 12 times, so we should be good. But maybe having that 12 on us brought us a little bit of luck. In other news, there are in fact red deer at this lake. A couple of decent ones, and it's one of those really tiny lakes where sometimes you will get a lot of deer all kind of packed in the same spot. I think in this case, it may just be the two of them. So yet again, we turn to the 44, and let's see, it's right about 150. Right about directly through the heart, I think. And Emerald Coast is treating us pretty darn well. I guess somewhere in here was another stag, a little level 4. But as for the biggest one, 200.71 got him through both lungs and the heart. And the leg bone for what it's worth. But we should be pretty well through our red deer hunting. By the time we get north of here, up around this lake, red deer should be done drinking. But I'm hoping we can maybe trip over sandbar deer, rooster deer, those sorts of things. Animals that are exclusive to Emerald Coast. And at some point, if we continue north, we might find ourselves in Croc territory. Now, I can't remember if we shot any or very many sandbar with the 44. I know we shot a couple of rooster deer with it, and that was probably the easiest thing we could have done. He stopped broadside for us. But I know with the rooster deer, it was punching straight through them, and sandbar deer already are, as class 6 animals go, kind of built like paper, but this gun, the more we use it, it might be the best option on Emerald Coast. Because not only are we able to take down even a class 6 animal with barely a single lung hit in just a couple of steps, 137 gold by the way, it also, I find, is pretty common to spook deer on this map. I think it's just because it's kind of thick, it's kind of hilly. A lot of times you'll get deer just beyond where you can see, and they'll spook. And there's no better weapon in the game at shooting a fleeing animal than one that can punch literally through the guts and still hit the vitals. Well, not only do we have a decent rooster deer here, which can allow us to demonstrate the 44 is still really good for this map, we had just picked up another max estimate Red Fox track. Now, even if this is a level 7, we know the legend of the 12 scoring Red Fox, but we've kind of already shot a piebald today, so I don't know where that leaves us. But we gotta track that down. We've got the 22H, which can definitely cause problems. We'll see where that goes. 116 score for that Rusa, by the way. And we'll see if we can figure out where this Red Fox is and what it is. And of course, it is a max estimate 7, so he's gonna get the speed walking animation there as he goes over that hill. We're gonna go kinda down to the right here and try to flank it. With the 22H, we don't have a lot of room for error. We gotta get a fairly broadside shot. And in this case, we're not going to chase it for forever and wait for that shot opportunity. It is just a 7, not something that we need to worry too much about making a perfect shot on. So, he is now right there. And had we not spooked him a little further forward, that would have worked. I mean, we can attempt like a neck shot. This seems highly unlikely. Might have hit him in the skull. Second shot's gonna get him, but almost certainly ruined it. I didn't think of that. Could almost shot him in the back leg. Got that same animation, and then hit the follow-up shot when he was getting back up. We did that with some degree of success with raccoon dogs, and we were grounding them all the time. Not with the 22H, but with the 243. And it worked quite well. In this case, we did hit him through the skull and the jaw, so absolutely ruined that gold. But he was a 12 scoring Red Fox, 12.36. And let's see, do we end up getting something good after the fact? Now, it's been a trend every single time, but we had never killed anything prior to getting a fox that scores 12, so let's see. And it looks like the very first thing we're going to encounter is an aggressive mythical Croc, so we can crack out the 338 for this. The 44, frankly, is going to be more effective again, but maybe if we just kind of try to move into a position or just let him get close enough, we can punch through to a vital. Got him there. And maybe a follow-up to, actually, it looks like really speed up how quickly he went down. Probably got full quick kill on that, not that that's super relevant, but let's actually see. The first shot, oh wow, that was vertebrae and liver. Second shot was lung, liver, stomach, much more effective. Just an 898 score, but back when we hunted on Mississippi just a few days ago, I mentioned wanting either a rare gold gator or a rare gold croc for that one plaque in our lodge. And with the Trophy Lodge tour coming up in just a couple of days, I'd like to, find something like that. So we'll definitely be spotting all these crocs that we see. Maybe we can get lucky. That would be a pretty decent Banteng. 131 to 142. I forget if diamond is 134 or 137, and I also don't know why I'd have those two numbers confused. But either way, we're going to try to get that. And unfortunately, in this case, we are limited to the 338. I'd love to shoot one with the 44, and maybe we'll do that anyway. Just not this one. So if he'll stand alert, and hopefully do so without 15 other ones in the way, we can drop that. And at some stage here, because they are unbelievably slow, we should be able to get a 44 shot lined up. And what I want to do is not shoot one broadside, which wouldn't be terribly hard to line up. I want to shoot one that's basically running directly away and just see what that 44 does. But in terms of new species, at least, newer than, let's say, 3 years old, I think Banteng are probably the highest number of below max level diamonds. Level 4 diamond Banteng are pretty darn common, so this may be one, and we're about to find out. 134.19, and he is a gold. Diamond is, in fact, 137, so falls 3 shy. Good looking Banteng, and I'm finding there are a ton up here in this area, so maybe we'll have a shot at getting a big one still. Ooh. How about that level 5 right there? Where was that? So if you recall, like, a minute ago, I mentioned it's pretty easy to kind of run up alongside a fleeing Banteng and get a decent broadside shot. So long as we don't get too close and cause them to really sprint, they'll just kind of trot along, and we can just scoot over here to the side, and based on where all the other ones are going, I think he should turn broadside for us, maybe right in that gap. So catching our breath, let's actually go for a more open shot. Just like that. And that should bring him down. Looks like we got lung, so I'm not going to risk a second shot. They do that thing we actually just saw it there, where they kind of pause for a minute and then turn. That would be a risk of hitting him in the skull, and that's not something we need to do when that shot should have found the mark. So he's going to drop right there. And that one, I think he was 141 to 152. Doesn't matter, 134, 137, that guy is way above the minimum. And who needs level 4 diamond Banteng when you can find a level 5 instead? Such a good looking variation. I think the only diamond we have might be that black variant. I can't remember if that's what we got, but I'm pretty sure that's what we have in the trophy lodge. So this one is the mocha variant. He is actually a 141. I think mocha's like an uncommon. So that's kind of cool. 780 kilo. 4.5 above the requirement. And I think that 141 to 152 estimate, he's basically at the very bottom, but a really good looking Banteng. Super wide set horns. And that, we've had some comically absurd timing as of late. Probably none more than the Yokat on the Christmas video in the Hunter Classic, but that was pretty good. Talking about trying to find a diamond Banteng and one runs out right in front of us. So let's see if we can experiment with the 44 a little bit. And by the way, with that Red Fox track there, just reminding us, the legend of the 12 scoring Red Fox strikes once again. So we've got a level 3 here. And the good news is, I talk about multiplayer etiquette in nearly every multiplayer video. We are well away from the hunting pressure of the others, so even a silly little experiment like this isn't going to hurt anything, and actually will give the host one more Banteng respawn. So that shot, I think, has at least an opportunity to find its way up to the vitals. And we'll even do one more for good measure, and just kind of see. That shot is something we've hit on sandbar deer, roosa deer, wild boar, and evidently, it can happen on a Banteng too. We can see right here from the blood. So just for fun, we actually hit... We didn't hit the pelvis. I'm not sure how, maybe just under it. But we got intestine, stomach, liver, and it's halfway through the lung. Second shot, that one hit the pelvis. Intestine, stomach, still got into the left lung just barely. So maybe hitting that bone actually does matter. And again, harvest screens don't always show the actual result of the shot fully. It maybe went further into the lung than it actually shows there. Just absurd performance from that 44, and go figure. Come up here, hunt a couple of Banteng, get my favorite variation, the mocha, as a diamond, and now I guess we'll kind of swing back towards the beach. I was going after some Crocs, and actually the thing that steered me away was I found a wounded one, so somebody has already done that, but we might as well maybe give ourselves a chance. I was thinking, this northern part looks like it hasn't been hunted, so maybe we just work our way up there. Well, unfortunately, despite the luck we've had today, both with rares and at least max levels, not much luck with the Crocs, so it does look like we'll be heading into the Trophy Lodge tour in just a couple of days with the silver albino gator we've had for a little while, and quite frankly that is just fine, because we do have a new diamond Banteng to add to the lodge, and between this hunt and our Mississippi Acres hunt with the albino raccoon and the bigger diamond gator that we upgraded our old one with, pretty good stuff on these couple of maps. But 123 scoring gold to wrap it up, and let's jump back to the trophy lodge. Now, placement wise, this isn't the best. You can't really tell it's the mocha fur type, which is kind of unfortunate, and you wouldn't be able to tell unless it was on a full body platform. And in this lodge as is, we don't have an available full body platform to put them on. This year's lodge tour in a couple of days may be the last time we don't have multiple lodges, and we'll just see what happens with more species being added to the game. I don't think we'll be able to continue to add one of every single diamond in here without taking down stuff that we don't want to take down. But the thing that's kind of unfortunate for that one, you have to be all the way in this room to actually see it. But it is pretty cool. A nice new addition above the doorway there, and I think that's only our second ever diamond Banteng, and we got that mocha fur that I wanted, so pretty cool. And Emerald Coast and that kind of philosophy of just letting the hunt take us wherever it will has paid off yet again. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.